there's Garrett on the right-hand side back when he, too, was a couple pounds lighter. Time's a bitch. Time and age is a bitch. Oh, that and we like cheeseburgers apparently too much. Hey guys, thanks for joining us back at the shop today. We are at I guess it's a Nitro Tech Talk. I guess kind of, because we're working on a Nitro car and it's not a podcast. So we're trying to figure out where this all fits. But it's something we only do very rarely. But our car's getting a complete makeover. And I'm not talking new rods and pistons, although we've got those here too. But you guys got to see this. It's pretty cool. I've got, this is when you know that your crew loves you and they're good people. They're here on a very wet and blustery Sunday in Oregon and are taking the paint and vinyl that was on the car off the car to prepare for what is coming. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But check this out. So we've got Tyson down here working on the Cowl. This is one that his father had adapted back in 2019 when Russ drove, and we went to the bigger windshield, and there's this, I don't know, there's a name for it, I don't remember what it is. You know what this thing's called, that piece?
It's a carbon surround piece. It's I'm not sure what the technical name would be.
There was a technical, I don't remember what the hell it was. But anyway, but you had to adapt this new windshield, which is, McKinney sells them, they're used on the top fuel cars, and so that's what we got. But takes some adjustment may be required. There was gobs of trimming Russ had to do to get it fit correctly. But anyway, so he's got that off, and this carbon piece has been fighting us where it adapted to the magnesium body panel. Been fighting us for a while. So Tyson's been patching it for us over time, and now it's going to get fixed, well, the best of our ability correctly here. So he's mixing up something cool. What are you mixing up?
Just an epoxy for rebinding these here, and then it'll get a layer of glass over that, and then it will be finished from the outside.
Cool.
This is just bonding those layers back together.
Cool. So that's awesome. It was getting to the point where it cracked enough that it could get air underneath that, which we thought was a bad idea, so we had him patch it. Now we get to the hot rod, though. Check this out. You can see things on this car that were painted on by, well, ironically, Russ again and Garrett. In 2003, this is nuts, but that's the paint job that we put on it then. The quality of the work they did then was stunning. It's still here, for God's sake. So let me give you a quick rundown. When I got the car back in 2000, that's a rendering Garrett did, and that's the paint scheme we put on it for the first, year or two. And I thought I had a picture of that out here somewhere. There it is, right here. So in 2001, maybe 02 as well, it had that. Don't worry about the cobwebs. But that's what it looked like. And I never really cared for it, to be honest with you. So it didn't take me long to get over that. And so I met up with Garrett again to do a rendering. And he came up with this scheme, and he and Russell painted it at Russ's house. He called it his yurt out back. He had some, I don't know what the hell it was, some kind of...
It was a carport that then he had skinned it in aluminum. So it was a half round of the carport, then he had skinned it in aluminum, added all the filters, and made it into a full paint booth.
It was a paint booth.
Turned out some good, cool stuff out of there.
It was awesome. So anyway, that's where it got painted. It did a good job. Anyway, one of the challenges in painting a car like this that does not have a one-piece body, all these pieces are quite separate, is where these pieces overlap, they overlap. And so how do you deal with that? So if you just put your paint scheme on, okay, fine. But when you take the panel off, you've got that few inches here where the Zeus's are that you got to contend with. What are you going to do with that? Well, they worked hard enough that they did all the paint scheme, then separated the panels and continued the look from each panel forward to the edge of that panel. Massive amount of work. But it paid dividends then at the track. When we take a panel off, it still looked complete. They did a really good job. So the guys, so Derbs is running the camera. He's been here today working on it. Chloe's been here working on it. She's down with the dog. And even our cook, for God's sake, was here busting his butt on it earlier today, but he went home. And then Tyson's our quarterback because this is his world. He knows what he's doing. We don't really know much, except this is expensive. But I guess we haven't really got to the expensive part yet. Garrett says paint is a bitch. It's pretty expensive anymore. So it is what it is. So I'm very excited to go back to a paint job on my car. And it'll be something we're really proud of. Garrett will be here we're thinking midweek this week, and we're going to start hammering out a rendering. And once we have something that we're happy with, we'll post it up, let you all see it, and see what you all think of it. Having said that, I'll show you something else here. Back in 2019, we did a wrap on the car that was here with us until, oh gosh, 22 when we did it? I don't know, last year or so. Anyway, the point is, Kam McCallister from Oregon Design Company, and he was up in Vancouver, he did that, and the wrap that you're looking at there on those front wings is from what he did in 2019. I don't mean the spill plates that look crappy, that's not what I'm talking about, just the wing itself. But he did that, and the work he did was awesome. It looks as good now as it did the day I picked it up. He did extremely good work, and I was extremely pleased with it. So I just want to make sure he got credit. If you guys need any vinyl wrap done, I would strongly encourage you to go talk to Kam. He does a really good job, and he certainly did so here. And then back to the car, ironically, back in 2019, the car had its more traditional square shovel nose look. And I'm trying to find the best picture to show that. Probably right there, because it's in yellow. In fact, what you're looking at there is Woodburn, and heck, there's Garrett on the right-hand side back when he, too, was a couple pounds lighter. Time's a bitch. Time and age is a bitch. Oh, that, and we like cheeseburgers apparently too much. Anyway, so the nose was kind of squared, so I felt like it kind of dated it. So, ironically, Tyson took that nose, and I don't know how the hell he did it, but from that, he made some mold.
I foamed it and glassed it and shaped it and created a plug for that. And then we had Z-Rods that I used to work at their shop out in Indiana do the actual mold and lay the carbon nose piece up.
Yeah, so we now have a mold that we own there at Z-Rods where Tyson used to work. And sidebar, I met those guys at PRI. Really, really quality folks, and they do some impressive, like SEMA level work. They had was it C10?
Yeah, the 67 C10 full carbon. Carbon
Yeah.
cab, carbon doors, carbon everything except for the chassis and
It
roll
was
bar.
amazing, amazing. And it was not exactly stock either. It had a lot of horsepower. It was pretty cool, pretty cool.
850 and weighs 3,000 pounds.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be a hoot. And just daily grocery getter. So anyway, so they, Tyson made the mold, and they pulled that then in carbon. So that is a carbon fiber nose for this thing that replaced that square one we had. The square one was really heavy. The car had gotten hit in the front, ironically, in the first 2 or 3 hours of me owning it. That's another story for another day. But so to repair it, they went from the backside and just pounded in all this fiberglass. And it worked, but it was just really heavy. So when you took the nose off the car, you had to be careful because it was so stinking nose heavy, you go clunk and hit the ground and tear stuff up. So now we've got this, and that thing doesn't weigh a darn thing. It's really light, and I'm super, super happy with it. So, and we've got that mold there. We could make another one, another one, another one, as long as you afford to buy them. They're available. It's very cool, very cool. So anyway, I just want to show you we're in transition, and that is why if you went to the car show that Garrett's car was at down in Albany here Friday and Saturday, just yesterday and the day before, then you saw his car there. Well, the last couple of years, you've seen our car there, and we weren't there this year because we're in transition. So we're really excited to have a new look and have some paint on it, and hope I can not need to pull a fifth mortgage on my house to do it. But we'll let you know what we come up with for a design. But I just want to show you the hard work these kids have been putting into this thing today. And it's not pretty right now, but it brings back a lot of good memories. And it will be pretty again here soon. And we're looking forward to it. So that's what I know about that. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back to you with more stuff to talk about Nitro Tech Talk and show you some cool stuff. We've got some cool ideas in mind to share with you here in the days to come. Thanks for following. Please like and subscribe it and help us to help you. Appreciate you all very much. God bless. We'll talk soon. Cool. What's wrong with that?
Brothers and sisters, thank you. Thank you so much. We have come so far, yet we have so